for get them at round top, okay? Which I think is close. Kathleen loved it. So okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a long axis drag. Who wants to be the patient? I will. Okay, you want to be the patient. Okay. So I'm going to show you some of the stuff we've seen incorrectly, and so I want to make sure that we long axis drag to the head, that we're in the proper position. Okay. So let me show you some of the things.
We don't need that super long.
Yeah, we need it. Okay, but anyway, so here's some of the things that I've seen. Everybody's kind of in the right position now, one on one side, one on the other. But what they're doing is they're kind of grabbing this, and look what happens. You know, when we go to move them up, we get this. So one of the things I want to do is just make sure that we get under, under here so we can pull this whole chain. We can pull this chain up. So come on in on me. And so what I want you to do is try to get under, get the scapula, all right? Get the scapula, and then on, we're gonna go 3 inches, okay?
On 3, 2 meet in 3. 1, 2, 3.
So you get what the scapula is. Right there. Okay, and that really keeps the ski boots from flopping. Have you been doing it this way? I know you have. Okay, all right. Little tough, but okay, stay in your position. Is when they do this, get in the position. You can either go up, but I want you to put it in here and release the scapulas when they do a drag. Okay, off of this scotch right there. Yeah. So we're now, see if you get in there. You can lean over the patient. I'm okay with that.
All right, towards the feet, 3 inches.
So just kind of lift.
1, 3. 1, 2, 3.
You know, but that was good. I want 2 on one side, 2 on another, 1 on the head. Okay, now, so remember, we put our hands out and match. Now remember, when you get here, make sure your guys, the top hands, are further up and let them help you with the pelvic area, okay? Because that is hard, that is really hard. All right, match it. Okay, put the hands under and head to shoulder.
Everybody not ready. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Down
Take a picture of
and
that. Take a picture of that.
1,
Hold it, guys. Hold it. Take a picture of it. Hold it. Okay. All right. Release. You can fold this in half, slide it in, unfold it, or do a long axis drag. Either way onto it. If it's off trail, you have rocks, you have limited space. Lift up, slide it under, and you're fine. Remember, you can fold this, but you can't roll the patient on there because it's almost like a hospital bed. Very wide. It takes forever to jockey back and forth to get in position. So, okay, we got feet tied. We got this on. Let's see. I'm going to ask you to take the head. Okay. So what we're going to do on all back boards from now on, we're going to put a blanket roll on your knees. Okay, so what I need you to do, you take the pelvic area and stabilize it. Okay, and you guys just kind of we don't need to put a cravat in it or anything like that. And what I want you to do is just pull up the knees and let the knees bend naturally. Okay, and then they're going to push the blanket in there. Perfect. And we're going to try to get, oh my God, that's so smooth, okay? And we're going to try to get in there about a 30-degree angle. Okay, that looks pretty good. And so what I do, if I'm not sure, just think about a 45-degree angle and just down a little bit. That looks perfect. Behind this is that we have them in a cocoon. So the 2 top straps crisscross, all right? So they're across his chest. Now, and it doesn't matter what order you do this, just make sure you just get it into a cocoon type of, with it perfect, just like that, yep. Just like that.
So you literally
Crisscross them, yep, exactly. Okay, now, after you do the first one, hang on a second before you hook that one, hang on. So here's what we gotta do. Guess what we gotta do? We gotta make some head blocks. So guess what you're gonna do? I want you to take, wait a minute, here, wait a minute. I want you to take his head from there and just stabilize. Yeah, from the front, yeah, that's good, yeah. Okay, I'm good with that. Okay, take yours out and let me show you. You pull in, bring it up, and just like that. You can take it out, that's all you need. We've got them blocked. Go ahead and finish your, okay, when you hook up, I want you to turn the valve all the way tight clockwise, okay? So there's a valve down there.
Are we tightening these?
Yeah, go ahead and tighten a little
All the
bit.
way
but-
down?
No, we don't need to do that. Yep. Just need to put it there, perfect, that's great.
Why is it still spinning?
Okay, turn the valve, keep turning. Tight, okay, now then. Okay, it's on deflate, not inflate, because this same pump is used just to pump up regular air mattresses. Go ahead and stand up and do it the whole, all the way up. All the way up. You guys feel it and just let them know when it's firm. Keep going. It's about, it's not going to be for this mattress 5 or 6, 7 times. So keep going. That's what does it right there, okay? You guys feel it. When it feels firm, that's all you need. Is that good? All right, that looks good to me. Okay, then pick it up. And one of the nice things is that I really like about that I like about this is that on the backboard, you know how you have to get all the way down and try to go up. You got 8 inches or 10 inches higher here, so you don't have to strain your back as much. So all we need to do is get off like we're putting them in a toboggan.
Straight up
Okay.
and free.
Take the call.
1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Jams and pretzels part of this backward station. So when we think about jams and pretzels, one of the things that we always keep in the forefront is C-spine injury, right? That's why we're treating them with jams and pretzels, right? So always keep that spinal integrity going. So when we're moving a patient with jams and pretzels, what's the one thing that we want to remember as we're moving, especially the extremities? One joint, one movement at a time, right? So if the arm's bent, someone's going to stabilize the upper arm, move it that way, and then into the body. Not just one big swooping movement, right? Okay. So when we're getting the patient onto the backboard, what's the ultimate position that we want that patient to be in to be on that backboard? Position 1, right? Supine with the arms and legs straight, right? So that's position 1. And there's 6 positions, right? There's 1, 1A, 2, 2A, and 3, 3A. So what's 1A? All together now, right? Arms and legs bent, okay? All right, so position 2 is what? On the side, right? And then 2A would be what? With your arms and your legs bent. And then 3 would be what? Supine, okay? And then prone. And then 3A is what?
All jacked up.
Right, okay? So you got the 6 positions, right? Now when we're going, let's say from 3A, ultimately 201, we don't have to go from 3 to 2A. If we do, we did something wrong, we screwed up on the way, right? You should just be able to go from 3 to 2 to 1, or 2 to 1, okay? All right, so I need a volunteer to get into the 3A position.
You're all messed up.
I'm all messed up, face.
Let me take those for you.
Get everything out.
And I'd like you to move up a little bit because we need to give everybody room. There we go. Ultimately, we're going to be into a 1 position, right?
You're like a chalk outline.
Can you turn your head the other direction? There we go. Okay. We need somebody to stabilize the head. All right. Okay. Now, when you're stabilizing the head, think ahead, right? Where you're going to end up being. So think about where your hands are going to go and rotate to. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. We need somebody to stabilize the hips. Okay. And you're going to help me with the legs, right? So if you want to stabilize the upper leg.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do helmet removal, and then we're going to do backboard. So helmets, about what percentage of the people are wearing helmets? 85. 85.
Great job, Tom.
So, one of the concerns about helmets were if somebody hit the helmet, it would transfer that energy to the C-spine. And we're concerned about that. As it turns out, it hasn't turned out to be the case. So we do get good protection from the helmet. So if we come up on a patient that's wearing a helmet, can we leave it on or do we remove it? What's the book say?
We can leave it on.
Okay.
There's some caveats.
What are the caveats?
Well, can we maintain the airway? Do we
Okay.
need to expose for any potential injury of the knee?
Okay.
Can we maintain the airway and
Okay.
while the person is still be able to breathe?
Okay. Also, can we put a collar on them? We're going to try another helmet later on that you couldn't get a collar on. So, in my experience and the feedback I'm getting, most of the time we're going to remove the helmet. So, if somebody is standing, let's say you're standing with a helmet, I can say, I'm going to hold stabilization, right? You're okay to take the helmet off. Same thing if you're seated. It gets more complicated if somebody is on. So why don't you put that on if you and we'll have to lay down here and we'll go through the procedure.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to stabilize the helmet. Okay, good.
Okay, I'm gonna unbuckle.
Already?
I'm gonna get my hands ready.
Okay, good.
All right, ready, Ted?
And the next step is
Collar.
put a collar
Got
on,
it?
okay? We're not going to do that right now, but okay. So let's take a look at a racing helmet, all right? Which is going to complicate our life.
Oh, I used to know what it is for
We'll just show you something. This is for dirt biking here at Blue Mountain. And these have these pads that pull out. So if these stay in and you try to remove the helmet, it really makes it difficult not to move the head around. So some of the newer ones, or more expensive ones, have a little tab here. You pull on that tab, and these things come right out. So let's go ahead and put that on. Let's see about removing those extra pads there, and about taking the helmet off.
Can't keep the mask on and
So that looks like a two-person helmet, doesn't it? So big?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna have to try this a little bit. See how we're gonna do.
Buckle. Pull the Velcro.
You only go out to the bottom, I guess.
No, the bottom or top. Either
Okay,
way.
I guess you don't want to twist it.
Yeah, you want to hold stabilization. That's your important job.
Those are really velcroed in there.
Yeah, well, you're not able to get the right angle because his face is in.
So now I'm gonna go below the neck. Okay?
Okay, you're holding
Yep.
stabilization.
Yep, I've got stabilization.
Okay, question, does this rotate the same way?
No, it doesn't. If you rotate this like the other helmets, it's going to impact the front of the face with that.
So
So
I-
this is more straight out.
Straight back.
Yeah. Excellent question. Okay. Stabilization, and then we put a collar on.
All right, transfer
Okay.
over.
That looked pretty good. How'd that feel, okay? All right. Okay. That's enough of helmet talk. Let's look at backboards. Who wants to be the patient?
I'll be the patient.
Okay. So you're going to actually do putting on a collar the proper way, but to expedite things, I'm going to ask you to just put this collar on, and then we're going to have you lay down next to your board. Don't lay on the board, it's too easy for these guys. Okay? We want them to log roll. Why don't you lay down on the carpet over there?
Like that?
Yeah, on my back, so fine. And so we're going to do this. I'll handle the board for you. And we're going to do the 6th edition style, like a show log roll, right? So somebody needs to take head stabilization.
Now, before we do this, do you want us to get the together first?
I would say let's put her on the
Put her
board
on the
and
board
just to
first.
expedite stuff.
Okay.
If you have a team working, you can do that.
Okay.
And it's your mountain, you guys are probably pretty good. Okay?
You roll on the shoulders? Okay.
Alrighty?
Arm down.
Tight.
You want to close out for that?
Okay. We escape it.
Okay.
Ready?
So, I would say you guys are interlocking your arms, which is good. In the book, the verbiage talks about interlocking, but the picture still there shows separate. So I think the interlocking works better, and I would go with it.
Good. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, check the spine.
So you guys are happy with the board here?
You want us to,
Yeah, we can write it.
you want us to do the spine?
No, you don't have to.
All right, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3, brother.
Roll it back.
Over up to the right of me.
Okay. You want to go around the other side?
So now we're going to do an action drag, a long axis drag. Now remember, consider the spine like a chain. No compression. We can have extension, no compression. So do you want to move her up right now as your first move? Or down?
No. First move should be
Down.
down.
So the point of action, as I call it, is going to be the hip area, right? Pelvic area, and follow up with the shoulders. I will pick up her feet so they don't get caught on the bottom of the hand.
Grabbing
You guys let me know when you're ready.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right.
Okay, how far down do you want to move?
All right, we're going to move down 6 inches down.
Okay.
Ready? My 3. 1, 2, 3. That's it. All right, we're going to move up. We're going to
Okay,
move
now,
up about a foot.
remember, we don't want compression on the chain. So now the point of action is up in the arms
Okay.
and follow up with the pelvic.
Alright, so I'm going to come up underneath your armpit.
So we're going to move up about a foot. Okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay?
You look straight.
That's pretty good.
Nicely done.
Okay.
Here we get
Are you guys good with these straps?
They're all.
these straps would not arrive at the scene like this.
No, they wouldn't.
We would hope that they wouldn't.
Don't have people use these straps. They always get one of those.
This is the bottom.
By the way, I do sanitize the collars, the backboard, the helmets, and everything in between groups.
Good here. Flip it over. Keep it flipping over. Alright.
I like what you're doing as far as managing the straps, getting it all set up.
Okay, so we can go, yeah, first one here, I'll go right below the,
Below that part.
yeah, okay, right in the middle. 1, 2, 3.
Got it?
Okay, go to the bottom one. I'll go right,
Right down the center.
yeah,
Are you above?
I'm above it. I just found the rubber. Better stick the tab through.
Yeah, going the wrong way.
Okay,
Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3. Okay, middle up under the armpits. Up.
Okay, I am.
I'm under the bar.
Yeah. Not too tight.
No, not too tight.
How do we get the proper tightness on this?
We ever take a deep breath.
Okay, go ahead.
Take a deep breath for me, please.
How do we check then that it's about the right?
I want you to try to breathe. Take a deep
You can
breath.
ask her if she can breathe.
Yep, I can
Well,
hear you.
you should be able to put 2 fingers under the straps to make sure between her and the strap. Okay? Alrighty, good.
Okay, and then hips.
Okay, right. I see.
I'm gonna go right into,
It's right in the center of the.
yeah, this wide part that's coming
Yeah.
out. Okay, hip. 1, 2, 3. And we'll come right above the knees.
Well, hold on. We don't want to make this too tight yet. We want to give her room for a blanket.
Oh,
Oh yeah, there we go.
yes. What didn't we do? Patient comfort.
Yep. So you can bend your knees a little bit.
So what angle do we want the knees at?
30 degrees.
Okay.
At least. And then we can easily loosen ankles.
There you go. Are you able to bend your knees up?
So what does that do for the lower spine?
It lines it flat along the board.
Right.
Okay, Georgina, how does
Yeah?
your back feel? Is it feeling better doing that?
Yep.
Or do you need more?
I think it feels better.
Okay.
I still have, wow, that's pretty much. So like someone like me, I might actually have to go up higher.
You want to go a little bit bigger?
Yeah, because you can actually feel the space underneath here.
You still can?
Yeah, yeah, look.
So, yeah.
Right,
So it should go
about
higher.
That much.
You bend your knees again? Here you go. You can wrap it up again. Make it bigger.
Yeah, and it is amazing in terms of pace. Not yet. I don't think it's totally active at all. I think that's why I was like,
All right, Georgina. Underneath your knees here.
okay.
Hopefully this will make you feel more comfortable.
Yeah, that's better.
Better?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Now, this is going to change our position.
Yeah, so let's go above the bar on this one. Knees across your thighs.
Which above?
Just above the bar.
You don't want to crank it.
No, it doesn't have to be cranked high, but okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And then down here, let's just come up and out of the bar and come up to this handle here.
Into the back area.
Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, Georgina, is anything pushing down too hard?
Nope.
Alright, so I'm going to show you what we have here. You can let go of that. Let's go ahead and take that collar off. Take it all the way off. So when you came up to your patient, her neck was angulated. And she would not let you put a collar on. Okay? It's too painful. How are we going to secure her to the board? What are we going to use?
You have to use a blanket to
Like horse collar.
A horse
Yeah, horse
collar,
collar,
right?
yeah.
Okay, there's a blanket. Let's do that. Okay, you can hold head stabilization.
Okay. Now the way I was doing horse collars is like there were 2 ways. One was to create a collar, but that puts a lot of stress this way. So I was just taking the flat part of the blanket, putting it up, and rolling it up next
Well,
to the
that
head.
would be a scroll. What we
Right.
want to do is roll out, keep your head flat on the board on this cushion,
And just
and
kinda-
wrap it around and fill all the voids in.
Okay.
I've seen it wrapped like 5 different ways. So you could just roll that up. No, I would just roll it up like that. Okay, so now put it around. So now you can have it. Put that around first.
We want to go like a halo
Yes.
this way.
Yeah. And it extends not at the shoulder, past the shoulder. Now you're going to come here and hold stabilization on the outside. Now you can take your hands off her head. And now you can take stabilization from here. And now you guys.
I would
put it
actually.
down. Really, what you're doing is filling in all these voids.
This helps keep the chin.
Well, now you're going to use 2 cravats, one across the forehead, right just above the eyebrow, and one just below the chin. Hey, let me ask you, can you use tape for this?
I would.
You can.
You can?
The caveat is no adhesive goes against the steel. So if this was tape, I would fold it over so that the tape edges are together, just to put it on the steel.
You can never get tape to stick in cold weather.
Okay.
Like like when you're outside when it's all wet and snowy, and you're trying to use it or stuff that doesn't.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Maybe inside, maybe.
Well, when they're inside, yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions on anything we've done here? Well, we're gonna do this just, just the way we normally do it. So you put that here,
But if there's an emergency, if they can't
so just above the eyebrow.
So did you use the straps that we used instead of the cravats?
You can.
See, that's the thing. This is great for a pillow. Okay. But backpacks.
Now for this,
We'll feel that these are more comfortable. And then this one down across.
I was surprised. I was surprised at Hunter. I went here. Only young kids had
Only place you see backpacks
You can see where this makes it very simple packaging. And the nice thing is, as the doc was talking about, you're not fastening the head so tightly that you're building in cranial pressure if there's any kind of movement.
So, a couple questions then.
Yeah.
When you put the straps on, we used to put the up top and then down at the bottom.
Right.
Because we're doing this blanket roll, we waste our time getting the straps down.
I've always learned with these particular straps, the manufacturer says top to bottom, top to bottom. So we put the top one on, bring it down, we put the bottom one on, and then we go top to bottom tight. Okay, goes on tight. So normally we would put the blanket roll on.